This is Patrick Roth, Senior Support Technician for E1 Business Solutions. Today we're going to look at introducing a delay in a SmartConnect integration. Now, that seems a little counterintuitive. Normally you want the integrations to run fast as possible. Why would you introduce a delay? And there might be various reasons. Most of them would be if you had a process that was writing a record and perhaps it would take 200 milliseconds in order for this to recognize before you need to send the other one. I don't know, it's just some kind of delay. And normally, again, the delays are not going to be minutes, certainly not any form of minutes typically. And then you're thinking in 2, 3, 4, 500 milliseconds, typically at most. So if we look at this AP invoices, if we run it, it's going to go to GP and it's going to fail actually due to bad data. And that's fine. But we see it took about 3 seconds to run. And so let's just say we wanted to add a delay to that. Now we can do this fairly easily in on-prem as the .NET framework has a threading sleep command. And so we could actually pull the code out of this blog article, how to add a delay in SmartConnect. And this example is adding a 500 millisecond delay, so half a second. And we can add it into ours. So let's do integration fails, since mine does fail. And we'll put that in, we'll paste it in. Let's make it a little bit better. 500 milliseconds is difficult for us to think about and see, but if we'll add 5 seconds, 5,000 milliseconds, 5 seconds, we validate it and it's successful. Now, if I ran it, it took about 3 seconds to do it before, and we would expect then the integration would take the same amount of time. But then there will be a noticeable delay. And we'll watch the done button on this when it gets visible. So boom, boom, it's done. And we notice that the done button is not enabled. And then finally, it's done. And we see that it added the elapsed time. So the map did run for 4 seconds, but the after tasks did take that 5 seconds. And it was long enough for us to be noticeable. Now, if we were in .com, we can actually do the same. So I have integration process here, and we'll know it's a BCO data integration. Let's just run this one. And it ran, and it only took, again, a few seconds. So let's modify the process. And that was successful. So we're going to use an after document success task, or after map success, I should say. So let's add a new task, script, after integration post success. So if we go back to our blog article, now this one with SmartConnect.com, I would say only do this if absolutely necessary, because the problem with .com compared to on-prem is, one, this is a shared server. Delete that comment, that's not valid. And so this is a shared server, so your coding impacts everybody else on the server, especially if you're adding more time. Now in this case, also the difference is that the JavaScript library that we use doesn't have the same threading capabilities, so we can't put the thread to sleep. So in essence, if we're going to make this run, we actually have to grab the time of now plus, in this case, 5,000 milliseconds, so it's 500 again, and then it spins in a while loop until the time is less than the other time. So in this case, it's basically spinning in a tight loop as fast as it can and as hard as it can until that time loop is up. So this is why I would say, don't do this if you don't have to. But in this case, for getting both on-prem and .com, we're going to run them both. So if I run it again, we see it again finish. It's waiting. and it's done. So it did take, again, the same second that it took before, but we saw noticeably that there was a delay of 5 seconds after the app was finished. So again, we did accomplish the delay in both SmartConnect.com and on-prem, and we were able to introduce a delay of our choosing as necessary and as desired.